Welcome back to another episode of TVGP's We Roguelike It, the show where Moon and I are trying to play every roguelike in history. There's only like 10 more of them, so we should be fine, right?
Why? Why would you?
Why would I bring that on as well? Cursive like that?
uh
Yeah. I'm your host, Boss, and joining me as always is Moonpier.
Hi, I
And this is
guess.
week 3 of Slay the Spire.
hmm I like how you had to think about what you were talking about for a
I
second there.
it's That's why I don't leave any extra tabs open in when I have this show up, well, like when we're recording or anything, because I'm like, I'm closing these other tabs and I'm like, all right, close Twitter. Oh yeah, Radiohead lyrics. What is he saying there? And it's like, no, focus. We're recording. Don't worry about what polyethylene parts 1 and 2 lyrics are, because nobody knows. Um, we're here to talk about cards and Slay the Spire.
hmm So you are probably going to have to do the heavy lifting in this episode.
I like that you're giving me credit and thinking that I have played this game much this week. If anyone has been keeping track of the Outcasts, there's been a lot of plumbing work done in my house, which is
hmm
along with like my freelance job really ramping up lately. I did play as much as I could this week. Largely, I shouldn't even say largely. I'm only playing as the defect. That's that third character.
The third character.
Yeah, I
Okay.
man, I really really like that character. I got through the first set of unlocks, and they're like, here's 6 new cards, and I'm like, oh
Oh,
boy, all of
great.
those are hot. Well, okay, wow, I'm this is the character for me, man. Okay, goodness. I am on I'm in the middle of a run right now that is going super well. I got a really lucky first pick, and the card is, I don't remember what it's called, but it's essentially you do 15 damage. It costs, I think, 3 energy when it starts. Costs 15 damage and exhausts the card. If anyone isn't playing this game, when a card gets exhausted, you can't play it for the rest of the match.
hmm
The rest of the
Oh,
match,
the
or
rest of the fight. The rest of the fight.
yeah, or the rest of the hand. I don't remember.
That's exhausted is the rest of the combat, and
Gotcha.
then when you get into the next combat, it refreshes itself.
Okay, so this one does 15 damage. It costs 3, and then it exhausts. But the tricky part about it is every time you use it in one fight, it costs 1 less energy. So if you can
Okay.
unexhaust that card and pull it back out of your discard
From your
pile,
discard pile.
right,
Yeah.
you can continue to do an incredible amount of damage. I was able to upgrade it twice on the run that I'm on so far. The first upgrade takes it from 15 to 20 damage. The second upgrade removes the exhaust modifier on it. So I am, in a couple of turns, I have a 0 cost 20 damage card, and I am just
Jeez.
dumping damage on these guys. So, so far this run, really good. But I'm at the point where I realize the problem that I'm having with Slay the Spire this week, and
Okay.
I fully blame Vampire Survivors. The problem that I'm having is Vampire Survivors and all these bullet heaven games are really short arcade kind of rapid progression games, which is great. Slay the Spire is a very long term, slow progression game. And for the last couple of weeks, I've had trouble flipping to get on Slay the Spire's terms.
Yeah.
So I think I realized that this week, where I'm like, I'm not going to get the second boss down yet. I've only been playing this game for 3 weeks. I'm not going to get all of the card unlocks for the defect. I've only been playing the defect for like a week and a half. Like, this is a game where you're playing it for the long term. You're in for the long haul, like a Binding of Isaac Yin haul, not a I played this obsessively for 3 weeks and I unlocked all 472 achievements and I'm good.
Yes.
So that's sort of been my changing my attitude towards Slay the Spire, and I think because of that, I have been feeling better about hitting this brick wall in the second. What do they call it? Like the second day. Whenever you beat the first boss and you get the second map.
Yes, they call it day 1, day 2.
Okay. So for most of my runs, they end in day 2, and I think it's because I'm learning how to balance when I get a little bit more aggressive and maybe take some damage versus I'm going to turtle up for a couple of turns and avoid damage and then kind of get through. Because the things that are really killing me are when you run into one of those question marks that has like an elite enemy in it, or you run into an elite enemy and it's one of those guys that's like, all right, here's me and my 3 minions. You killed them all. Good job. Here's 3 more. Forever. It's like, oh my god. And then it's like, now I'm charging up my attack. I'm going to do 7 attacks and they hit 10 damage each. And it's like, how do I not lose? Nope, I lost. So it's sort of, and I'm still getting, I'm still confused about exhaust mechanic. There's still so many mechanics that I don't have the full ins and outs of, which is fine. But it means that I'm still kind of getting my feet wet here in a way that I think is pretty exciting, because it's one of those things where it's like you still have so much stuff in this game to see, and if you're enjoying it at this point, how much further does this rabbit hole go? Very much as we start peeling Hades apart, where it's like, oh, cool. Oh, there's more weapons. Okay, there's more. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The heat system. Wow. Okay. Like, oh, I need to do more runs. You kind of keep peeling layers back, and you're like, this next layer is even better than the last. Great. Seems like
so you're gonna have real fun because it got spoiled on me. Essentially, there is a new game plus, and once you beat I can't remember the terminology for it, but it's basically that heat thing where you then turn up the difficulty and then do the runs again.
Oh no. Okay. Interesting. Everything is terrible.
Yes. 100%.
And this is the hard part about, we've talked about this in the past before, and if you're a new listener, this might be new, but sometimes we have roguelikes where we can see the majority of the game in the month that we're playing it. Like Vampire Survivors. What's the Neon Abyss? I feel like we got our hands around that one in the month.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
Yeah, but there's going to be games like this where it's like, we played a hardcore for a month, and I am still... There's still a big mountain in front of me, and it's sort of tough to tell whether a game is going to be this massive before we get to it or not. And I am really resisting installing Slay the Spire on my phone, because I feel like in bed at night with a podcast on, I could very easily be like, one more run. We'll just do one more run. It's like, it's 2:00 in the morning, stupid.
Yeah, the Game Club game and a lack of time.
Ditto on both.
This week kind of cost me a lot of time in this. It was very much a case of, well, I don't know.
I'm out of time, man. I only have so much in a week. Yeah.
I literally woke up this morning and I was like, crap, I haven't played the We Roguelike game enough. And then it's like, oh, by the way, here the temperature is shifted 30 degrees upwards and I have a migraine.
Right.
So for those of you watching the video version, that's why I'm wearing sunglasses.
Right. And you're cool. Like it's cool. Both things. Yeah. I mean, that's the hard part, especially with with something like roguelikes is kind of, you only have X number of hours in a week, and if you don't have enough time, especially when we get sort of surprised by something like a game club game that's way longer than we thought, it's really easy for something's got to fall down, and sometimes that turns out to be the roguelike that we're enjoying. That's how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or my time, or my mental health, or
Right. Your work gets crazier. Something happens. Someone has a birthday and it like derails the whole week.
There's that too.
Right.
My Saturday vanished because of that.
Right. So, all right. Any final thoughts here for Slay the Spire Week 3?
Oh no, this might end up being a hey, we're still talking about at the end of the year kind of game.
I expect that for me. Like it lives on my PS5 forever, and just kind of chip away at it over the next couple of months. Yeah.
So fingers crossed, we will see.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you all next run. Bye.
Bye.